Hello people on the YouTubes, welcome to my video blog once again. Today I'm in Erinn's place and I just got my new flip Mino video camera and I thought I'd introduce you to Erinn herself.
Hello.
Say hello. Okay. And Erinn's cat is right here but you probably can't see.
About to walk on your black blouse.
Yeah, it's too bad. Okay. So today I'm going to interview Erinn and tell you about my very interesting day yesterday. Yeah, we went to shop at Simon's and I wanted to get myself a black blouse for my Halloween costume. I was very shy to actually try them on. I already bought one like a week ago.
Yeah.
And we returned it because it didn't really fit and I was too shy to actually try them on in the store. But Erinn pushed me a little bit and I managed the courage. We actually went together into the little rooms. What are those called?
Changing rooms, I guess?
Yes, yeah, into the changing rooms. And the lady was kind of like surprised and didn't really want two people to go at once, but she just said okay. And then there's like a perverted guy right after us that was like, "Can I come too?" And the lady told him, "Men aren't allowed," and that really made my day, means I passed. Even though I wasn't trying at all. And so we found me a little black blouse that fits me. It's got short sleeves, and I think it fits really nicely, so it's cool.
I agree, it's cute.
Yep. And then we went to Payless to buy me some shoes to fit with the costume, and we found me some sexy little boots, which I also managed to try on in the store, and those are the boots. I guess it's not real leather, but it looks pretty sexy in my opinion. It's gonna look nice. I think I'm gonna wear some tights and some leg warmers with them.
Oh yeah, leg warmers.
I'm totally gonna look hot. Yeah, you know it. But Payless had a nice little deal that like you buy one item and you get the second one half price. So we also got me some nice winter boots because I had this bad habit of just wearing like sneakers in the winter. I guess winter boots are better for the winter.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I forgot to mention in my last video blog that 2 weeks ago now I got my ears pierced. And I still have the little training studs in my ears. But I think that by Halloween they'll be healed enough that I'll finally be able to wear some real earrings with my costume. That should probably help me pass and add something to the look that I didn't really have before. So if you're trans, you probably should consider getting your ears pierced, I mean, something that guys do too, so people won't question you, don't be afraid of that. Okay. So now that you know about my exciting day yesterday, I'm going to interview Erinn. Okay, so I guess people very often they talk about issues faced by trans people, but they don't really talk about issues faced by their partners. So Erinn, can you tell us what are some issues that partners of trans people can face?
Well, I guess the main issue that I've had to deal with so far is that before getting into this relationship, I was always dating guys, so I've been perceived as straight my entire life. And it's not that I have a problem necessarily with being perceived as being gay, but there are dangers associated with it, I suppose, and I haven't ever really had to worry about them. So maybe I'm being a little bit paranoid, but sometimes I do worry about like getting discriminated against. Like for instance, most people at my work don't know about this relationship, and they're probably going to find out eventually, but I'm still worried about it. And I've also had to deal with my family. They weren't as open-minded about it as they could have been. They haven't rejected me or anything, but when I told them about it, it didn't go very well. And there was some tension afterwards. And I think probably a lot of people have that kind of issue. It was almost more awkward than if I'd come out of the closet, because it's just something that people don't know anything about, you know, so they don't understand what it means. Does this mean I'm gay now? Does this mean I'm bisexual? Does it mean that I just have really kinky, weird sex or something? Like, my parents obviously don't like to think about that, and I forced them to, and they didn't like it. Other than that, I think that there aren't really a lot of issues. It's mostly about other people's perception inside of the relationship. For me personally, I don't think it's caused a lot of problems.
Yeah, well, I guess we were kind of fortunate because a lot of trans partners, they don't like when they find out that their partner is trans. After many years in a relationship, they feel kind of betrayed. They feel that it's going to ruin the relationship and that they have to put an end to it most of the time, I guess. But in our case, Erinn knew since the very beginning. I told her before we even met, when we were just chatting on the internet, and it's never really been a problem in our relationship. So we've completely circumvented that part. Of course, I think not every girl out there is capable of accepting a trans partner. You know, I'm very fortunate to be with one that can. But I guess another issue that we didn't really mention is that if you're a girl who's always been perceived as straight, you know, maybe you perceive yourself as straight, and maybe your own perception of your sexual orientation can be sort of shaken up a little bit.
Well, that's true. I think that's what happens to those women who find out that their husband wants to be a woman, you know, above and beyond feeling tricked, and maybe like their whole future has been taken away from them because the whole way they imagined it isn't going to happen. They also feel like, you know, they're not attracted to women, and so if their husband becomes feminine, they won't be attracted to women anymore, and like, I don't know, that's not a very good basis on which to form a relationship. For me personally, I'm not so worried about that, because, I don't know, maybe I was a little bit in the beginning. I wondered, like, am I totally gay now? Or, you know, just trying to fit myself into some kind of box. Even though it's weird, because in the rest of my life I don't really go for the box thing. But I guess I got a little panicked for a little while, and I wanted to figure out exactly whether I was gay or not. I think I'm not gay for sure, because I dated men and I had no problem with dating them. So yeah, I think I've just kind of accepted now that I like being in this relationship, that I'm attracted to you, and that doesn't necessarily mean I have to find some kind of label. I've never dated a genetic woman. I don't know if I ever will, but I don't think I need to prove anything to myself or to anyone else. And that should be good enough for anyone. Although maybe it won't be, because people are jerks.
Yeah, well, I guess not everybody is even capable of questioning themselves about their own sexual orientation. You know, there's some people that are just so afraid of being gay that, you know, this is enough to make them reject a relationship outright. I personally know a trans person that I won't name. She's male to female, and she told me, you know, she was married, and she said, "Oh, I'm sure that my wife is bisexual, you know, but she wants to end the relationship anyways." And I found that kind of sad, you know, because maybe it could still have worked out, but sometimes it happens.
Well, yeah, but sexual compatibility isn't the only thing, right?
Yep.
Like, I think the sense of betrayal can be really huge.
Yeah, well, I guess you're right on that part. I guess also another difficulty faced by trans partners is maybe outside of, you know, being outright rejected by people, and we have some friends that they aren't really comfortable with the idea, they don't really understand it, that maybe can complicate your relationship with them a little bit.
Yeah, most of my friends, they took it, well, I wouldn't say like really well. They weren't like, awesome, you're dating a transsexual, but they were totally fine with it. You know, they're not bigots, and they had some questions, but you know, once they got over their initial curiosity, it was fine. I have a couple of other friends that took it a little bit, I wouldn't say badly, but their reaction was a little odd. I told these two girls at the same time. And one of them, like, once she let me say my piece, she went, "It's okay, Erinn. I totally am okay with it if you want to date a gay guy." And I was just like, what? Because, like, the definition of a gay guy is someone who wants to have sex with men, not someone who wants to turn into a woman. And no matter how many times I told her that, she just keeps referring to you as a gay guy, which is annoying. And yeah, there seems to be nothing I can do to stop her from doing that. So I don't know what the explanation for that behavior is, but it's weird and annoying. And my other friend, the girl who was there the same day, she didn't say anything strange that day, but since then she's asked me a lot of questions, and they aren't the same kind of benign curiosity questions that my other friends have asked. You know, my other friends want to know, what are the hormones doing, and like how often does she have to take them, and like, you know, is it dangerous, and like what's it doing to her body, and what's it doing to her personality, and is she gonna get the surgery? Whereas this girl, she says stuff like, what's the point of going through all this pain and suffering and with the medication and the operations and everything if you're just going to be a lesbian afterwards? Like as if the only point of being a transsexual was so that you could have sex with people of your birth gender without being gay. Like as if it was a cure for gayness so you could fit in with the regular world. So I think it kind of betrays the fact that my friend might be a little bit homophobic and a little bit ignorant about transsexuality. And I haven't really been able to help her with that, I guess. I mean, maybe that's a little arrogant of me to think it's my job to help people to not be homophobic, but I'm losing patience, you know, so I haven't been optimally helpful for sure. But yes, so that's an issue. But I don't feel like I've lost her as a friend or anything, so.
I think it's good you haven't lost her as a friend, because she's been a long time friend, and I don't think, you know, that they just necessarily cut contact automatically with people who don't understand everything about your life, you know. Not everybody's been exposed to transsexuality, not everybody has really had the occasion of thinking about these things, you know, and it's not because people don't understand you that they're evil, malevolent people necessarily, you know. You should give them some time. And maybe sometimes even you should give them a lot of time.
Sure, I guess. It hasn't even been a whole year.
Yep.
Because of course I didn't tell people right away, because I was afraid.
Well, yeah, you know, but once you get over the feeling of being afraid, sometimes it's fun to shock people, you know.
That's true. I admit, I took a lot of pleasure in it. One of my friend's faces like fell off of his head onto the table at the restaurant we were at. It was awesome. It was like the best moment of my life. But yeah.
Well, I guess I must admit that myself, I'm kind of scared, you know, of being perceived as a lesbian a little bit. Because, I mean, right now, my main concern until now, and still now, is do I pass or not? And on a day-to-day basis, I get to the point where I'm starting to pass more and more, you know, even without trying, even with just wearing this little sweater jacket here, I can go into a place and people will refer to me in female terms. Now I'm starting to wonder, you know, when people really perceive me as a female all the time, which hopefully I'll get to, when I reach that point, are people going to start perceiving me as a lesbian, and am I going to face a different style of discrimination, and will it be even worse or not? You know, I try not to worry about that too much. I mean, a lot of gay people go through that on a day-to-day basis, and I think, well, I guess that since there's a lot of people who go through that, you know, people will probably be more understanding, hopefully. And I guess it's important to be able to stand up for what you are in life, you know. And I mean, even if I couldn't pass, I probably shouldn't stop my transition because of that, you know. So stopping your transition because you're facing rejection from other people is probably not a very smart thing to do. And I don't know. I guess there are some trans people that actually are into women but will have relationships with men because it seems to make things easier, you know. I talked to some trans people before and kind of got that feeling, and that sort of made me sad, you know.
Well, yeah, it seems like that's the thing that's a waste, to to go through all that surgeries and the hormones and everything, just to still like keep some part of yourself like bottled up and not live the way you want to live. But no, people suck.
Well, yes, some people do that. Okay, so that's going to be it for today's video blog. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe if you people have some questions for Erinn, maybe she might be willing to, participate in my next question and answer session.
Maybe.
Maybe. There's a good chance, I think. So, questions for Erinn, questions relating to our relationship. Maybe you can send them to me. Just put Q&A in the title of the question and specify. No, it's a question for Erinn.
Sure.
And
I will do my best.
And well, what's pretty cool when I have this new camera is that I'll be able to take it with me, so maybe I can show you some of the clubs in Montreal and some nice shopping spots, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. So, goodbye, people.